You ever look at your boss and think, this man has never suffered a day in his life? Now imagine your boss runs a criminal empire worth $80 billion, has a tattoo covering 90% of his body, and can have you buried in a rice paddy with a single phone call. Welcome to the Yakuza, the most misunderstood, most romanticized, most absolutely unhinged corporate ladder in human history. Today, we're climbing it. Every rank, every humiliation, every moment where you question every life decision that led you here. Let's go. Rank 1, Chinpira, the bottom of the barrel. Congratulations, you're a Chinpira, which is Japanese for, and I want you to really absorb this, small fry. That's your title, small fry. You are the human equivalent of the fries that fall to the bottom of the bag. Nobody ordered you, nobody wanted you, but here you are. Your job? Everything nobody else wants to do. You collect debts from people who will cry, beg, and occasionally throw furniture at you. You stand outside pachinko parlors in the rain for 11 hours. You run errands for men who won't even look at you. You bow so many times a day, your spine starts filing a formal complaint with the Ministry of Labor. You make almost no money. You sleep in a shared apartment with 6 other Chinpira who all smell like cigarettes and broken dreams. You eat convenience store onigiri for the 3rd meal in a row and tell yourself this is temporary. But here's the thing nobody tells you. This is the most honest rank in the entire organization. You know exactly where you stand, at the bottom, in the mud, getting rained on. There's a purity to that, a horrible, soul-crushing purity, but still. Rank 2, Shatei, the little brother. You survived, somehow. Against all odds and basic logic, you are still here. You are now a Shatei, a little brother, which sounds cute until you realize it means you are now responsible for the Chinpira below you, which means you are now the one getting furniture thrown at you while also managing the guy getting furniture thrown at him. Middle management in a criminal enterprise, all the stress of leadership, none of the power. Your senior, your Aniki, treats you like a golden retriever, loyal, useful, occasionally patted on the head. You eat when he says eat. You sleep when he says sleep. You fight when he says fight, even if the other guy has a look in his eyes that suggests he has genuinely nothing to lose. But here's where it gets interesting. You start learning the real stuff, how money moves, who owes who, which politicians are on the payroll, which cops look the other way. You are being educated in the most expensive school in the world, and the tuition is paid in blood, sleep deprivation, and your dignity. Worth it? Ask me again in 10 years. Rank 3, Wakashu, the young warrior. Now we're talking. You have a crew, a small one, maybe 3 guys, maybe 5. They're all terrified of you, which is the first time in your life anyone is terrified of you, and honestly, it feels incredible. You have a territory, a small one, maybe a few blocks, maybe a pachinko parlor and a ramen shop that pays protection fees, but it's yours. This is the rank where the Yakuza lifestyle starts to look like the movies, better suits, real dinners. You start to understand the unspoken language, the nods, the silences, the way a man can communicate an entire threat with just the way he sets down his teacup. But here's the catch nobody puts in the brochure. You are now visible. And in this world, visible means targetable. Rival gangs know your name. Police have a file on you. And your own organization is watching you constantly to see if you're loyal, if you're smart, if you're the kind of man who can be trusted with more. One wrong move, and you don't get fired. You don't get a performance review. You get a very different kind of meeting. Sleep well.
You've survived the bottom rungs, the years of running errands, of proving your loyalty until it bled. You've climbed past the role of a mere soldier, but the real ascent, the one that costs more than just time, begins now. Let's continue with rank 4, Kyodai, the brother. Oh, you made it to Kyodai. Look at you. You are now a full brother of the clan. You have taken the Sakazuki, the sacred sake ceremony, and sworn an oath that makes your LinkedIn employment contract look like a post-it note. This oath is not metaphorical. This is not a vibe. This is a blood-level commitment that supersedes your family, your friends, your personal survival instincts, and your therapist's advice. You run real operations now. Loan sharking, construction contracts, gambling dens, the kind of businesses that exist in that beautiful gray zone between technically legal and absolutely not legal but very hard to prove. Real money, real apartment, real car that isn't held together by prayers and rust. But here's what nobody tells you about the Kyodai rank: the loneliness. You can't trust anyone fully. Not your crew, they might be ambitious. Not your brothers, they might be rivals. Not your boss, he has his own agenda. You smile at everyone and trust no one, and you do this every single day until it becomes your default factory setting. Congratulations, you've completed the transformation from human being to chess piece. Rank 5, Wakagashira, the underboss. You are the number 2, the right hand, the enforcer of the boss's will. You run the day-to-day operations of an organization that spans cities, industries, and government offices. You are functionally the CEO of a criminal conglomerate, except your board of directors carries weapons and your shareholder meetings occasionally end in violence. You have power, real power. The kind that makes rooms go quiet when you walk in. The kind that makes men who were once your superiors now defer to you with a respect that is equal parts genuine and terrified. But here's the brutal truth of the Wakagashira. You are the most likely person in the entire organization to take the fall. When things go wrong, and things always go wrong, the boss needs someone to sacrifice. Someone visible enough to satisfy the police, the rivals, the public. Someone powerful enough that the sacrifice means something. That's you. You are the designated lightning rod of an empire. Congratulations on your promotion. Let's take a second. You started as a guy standing in the rain outside a pachinko parlor. You are now the second most powerful man in a criminal empire that controls entire industries. That is either the most inspiring story you've ever heard or the most terrifying cautionary tale ever told. Probably both. Rank 6, Kumicho, the supreme boss. Silence. No music, no jokes, just silence. Because this is the top. The Kumicho, the supreme boss, the man whose name is spoken carefully, even by people who are not afraid of anything else on earth. You run an organization with tens of thousands of members. You control businesses, politicians, territories, and information. You have survived decades of war, betrayal, police pressure, and internal politics that would have destroyed lesser men before breakfast. You do not collect debts. You do not stand in the rain. You do not bow. Everyone bows to you. But here's the thing about the top of the mountain that nobody who's climbing it wants to hear. It's cold up there. You are surrounded by people who need you, fear you, or want to replace you. True loyalty, the kind that isn't calculated, the kind that doesn't have an agenda, is almost impossible to find at this altitude. You have everything, and you trust no one. You built an empire, and the empire owns you. Every decision ripples through thousands of lives. Every moment of weakness is a potential opening for someone ambitious and patient. You are the most powerful man in the room, and you are also the most alone. So, you want to be Yakuza? You want the suits, the tattoos, the respect, the power? Here's what the movies don't show you.
The years of humiliation at the bottom, the paranoia in the middle, the isolation at the top. The Yakuza is not a career. It's a consumption. It takes everything, your time, your relationships, your freedom, eventually your choices, and it gives you back power and money and a life that looks incredible from the outside and feels like a cage from the inside. But hey, at least the suits are nice.